Each episode of Education with an Edge is meant to create, cultivate, and inspire honest discussion about issues affecting youth. Hosted by author, artist, educator, advocate, and speaker, Jaquel Lane.
Hello and welcome. I'm Jaquel Lane, the hostess of Education with an Edge, and I am so very excited to be here today with my guest, Rowena Cage. She is an artist, writer, and owner of Tinsy Thoughts LLC. Driven by her creative nature and positive mindset, she takes pride in creating original, whimsical characters that she uses to design tools for inspiring self-care, self-acceptance, and self-confidence. Rowena is setting a new standard for spreading positivity while normalizing how gender pronouns are used. And here at Education with an Edge, we are a podcast that is exclusively dedicated to all things youth and family related, because we believe that children truly are our future and they are what matters. And so, Rowena, I just cannot think of a better guest to have on Education with an Edge than you. And I'm so excited to dive into this and to learn more about you and about really everything that you're doing for youth. And so we'll just kind of start it off. Tell us a little bit about your background and how you grew up.
Well, I am an island girl. I grew up in the Caribbean, and, so right now I'm happy it's summer because there's sun. That's
yes.
The one thing about Nebraska. Yeah, so grew up in the islands. I came up to the United States in 97 to pursue my education at York College in York, Nebraska. And, they say, once you come to Nebraska, you get stuck. So I've been stuck ever since.
I love that. And I'm very familiar with York. Yeah, I'm stopped at the Starbucks. Lots on my. Very cool. So, Rowena, you are so very passionate about youth and allowing youth to discover who they truly are. Can you tell us more about your new project and how you are influencing and inspiring young people?
Okay, so the little kit that I gave you, I do have a business background, but I have also an artistic, creative background, and I have been working on these characters for a long time, and just decided many blessings happened from COVID last year. Had a little extra time at home and decided to go full force with the support of my partner, and there's a few other people see me working on this, for a few years. Decided to just go get it. So I created 7 characters. The first one that you'll have today is called Pineapple. And Pineapple's pronouns, gender pronouns, are they, them. Yes, and so the kit is all about movement on self-care, the self-confidence, self-acceptance. And so with this, and I tried to design it with using my 12-year-old, about to be 13 on the 21st of this month. Happy birthday, Haley. And try to use simple words that they'd understand. The first one that I did, and she's like, Mom, what does this word mean? I'm like, I thought that was clear, but it's not. So it's simple words. And so that also made it easy, because me being an immigrant coming, my first language is French, and it's like when you're thinking of moving to English, then you have simpler words. You don't have more complicated words. So on within the kit that I created, we have an affirmation cards. And so on one side, we have the affirmation. And then on the other side, we have the character that gives you their fun little spiel of how exactly they would say it. So there's one I'm working on right now. And so so you can spin it around. And so on this side says, I face every challenge with boldness. And on the other side, Pineapple says, remember that last challenge you conquered? That was the word Haley was like, what's that? Well, do it again. You've got this, And so it's just on this side, you have the, like affirmation that's telling you that, and Pineapple tells you in a fun way. Like on some of the cards, it says you're the swaggest. Just like fun things. And
I love that.
So you have the affirmation cards, and then the enamel pins and acrylic pins and the stickers you'll have on your water bottle or the back of your phone or the back of your laptop, on your backpack. And so these are visual cues throughout the day to reinforce the affirmations that you're putting in. And so this project, this kit is Be Brave. Pineapple is all about being brave. And the tagline of my business is, because Tinsy Thoughts spark cosmic creations. And so with all these little thoughts that you keep telling yourself throughout the day, before you go to sleep, before you get out of bed in the morning, all these little things build you up and create cosmic creations where you feel good and you're happy. And when you feel good and you're happy, then other people around you feel happy as well. So, it's just a, domino effect.
This is so Rowena, when she got here, gave me one of these kits. And I think that this is just so phenomenal because, there's really nothing in the market right now in terms of something like this for young people. And so I'm even thinking of a young lady that I was talking with today that I was like, how's your day going? And it was all these negative things kind of, and it's hard when you're in middle school. It's hard, just some of the obstacles that kiddos are going through right now, but we were kind of focusing on, what do you say to yourself in the morning and stuff? And I can just see this being such an awesome tool for parents to use with kids to, I didn't get into, and I don't know about you, but I didn't get into self-affirmations or even learn how important, my family and things were wonderful, but I didn't say them to myself, you're so awesome, or you can do this. And kids might think that it's, they've never had something like this. And so this is truly the most adorable. And like you said, the hydro flask water bottles that they're all carrying around, and these cute little stickers. And this character, will of course post your links and everything, but this character is super precious. And I love you said something super important too, because in a world where everyone's trying to mold or place everyone into a specific mold or into a little tiny box. I was thinking about that too, that Pineapple's brave and is willing to step out there and be themselves, because that's so beautiful when kids are able to do that and not kind of fall prey to, peer pressure and things like that. So I think this is super, super wonderful. And I know that the others will too. So we'll move on. I always like to ask this question to guests because I think that young people are kind of confronted with, okay, what career am I supposed to do at a young age? And, what do you want to be? And I talk about how I did not start out in education and I found a different path, and then I wound up here and I wound up teaching, which is what I meant to do. But I'm interested in, you are, you have a remarkable career that you love. And so can you tell us, what brought you into real estate and what you love most about it and why?
Oh, well, I have always tried different things.
Yes.
Before real estate, and I've been doing this I've been a realtor since 2017. Before that, I worked in equal employment opportunity and diversity.
So important.
I also was a personal chef. I did photography. And so I love trying different things. And my background, my undergraduate is in economics. And then I got my master's in organizational leadership from College of St. Mary. And so I always like learning. And we think that we have to choose one track, start in this box, and just move, go to elementary school, and then go to high school, and then go to college. And that is wonderful to have a routine and a track. It's nice to have that, but it's also nice to be able to experiment and try different things. And so I came into real estate because, and this month is actually Fair Housing Month. April is, and so just, the discrepancies and disparities that I saw within real estate and home ownership. And that kind of hit me hard this market because I did focus on VA loans and FHA loans, which can be a little bit harder to deal with. And so a lot of us buyers are kind of struggling a little bit. I just posted a meme yesterday on my Instagram about it. We're still going hard, but it's a difficult market. Mm-hmm. And having someone who, I think really cares about you and cares about what they're doing and helping you through a process of one of the biggest purchases that you're going to make in your life, you need to have someone who really cares and wants to put like you first and really take care of you through that process, whether you're buying or selling. And so, it just seemed really interesting to me. As you can tell, I am a people person. And so, it was nice meeting new people with my clients and other realtors, within the area, and just kind of having a different day every day, because real estate, is like they need a telenovela, all about, the life of a realtor, because it gets pretty crazy. I've seen some really weird things. So it was just nice, a spontaneous, yet fulfilling career.
And I love, so on your Instagram and stuff, you call yourself a matchmaker, and it's like, that's so cute, because it's like you're finding the perfect match for your clients. And so that's awesome. And I also thank you for sharing, because like you said, and now obviously you're a writer and you've started this whole new business, and you've done such a different array of things in your past, which is so awesome. You've got so many talents. I think sometimes kids are like, well, what do I choose? But I like a lot of things. And it's like, you can just roll with it. And there doesn't have to be one set or direct path that, you have to follow. So that's awesome. And that's such a great story. What are some of the values that you have learned that you feel are the most important about being your most authentic self? And what would you want to share with others?
I guess I would have to say, love yourself. Because, my last post I did for Tinsy Thoughts, and I'm on TikTok too, so I love doing the little videos, is love yourself. Because no one else can do it. Nobody knows you, how you feel, and only you can do it. And if you choose to make an impact on the world, only when you are at your best and your vibrations are at their highest, are you going to be able to reach out or even see when somebody else needs what light that you have to shine upon them. So that's the one thing I would say, is love yourself, get in touch with your feelings. They are a guidance system for us. And if something does not feel good, don't do it. Don't do it. We talk about the youth and peer pressure and, even parents, and I deal with my kids very differently and try to give them, like control of their emotions and feeling their emotions. Do not push those down, because, boom, explosion can happen if you push those down. So definitely love yourself, focus on how you feel, and do things that make you feel good.
I love that. And I think that's so important, because I think we have lived in a society, and I was just talking with some people about that today, that when you ask somebody how they are, but it's like the direct answer is like, oh, I'm fine, but maybe you're not fine, or maybe something happened at home. And so finding an outlet, finding mentors and people who you can talk to, safe spaces, is so important. So that you don't push those emotions down, as you said, because that's so very, very unhealthy. So excellent advice. What is one obstacle, Rowena, that you faced in your life, and how have you overcome it?
Well, moving here to a completely different society was definitely tough. I moved here when I was only 17 years old, being from the Caribbean all my life. And leaving my family behind and coming up to go to school. And at the time, living in York, it was a culture shock. And at that time, growing up in a place where people like me with the brown skin was the majority, at that time we had already had a female president. It was just very different. And first time in my life dealing with racism, and even having to right now, and sometimes I still pause today, but it really threw me back when I had to check a box saying what color I was. This was something very different that I had never experienced, growing up in the Caribbean. And so that was one of the things, and I do use the word obstacle. One thing that I try to constantly tell myself, and have worked on over the years, is nothing is really an obstacle. And we'll use the word that it was an obstacle. It was something that I did not want.
Yes.
But now today, with following, the affirmations and the different mindset that I have and follow today, those were just stepping stones to me of giving me the contrast and letting me know what I wanted and what I did not want. And so all of those things, I look back and I'm grateful for them because I'm here today with you on Education with an Edge, and I can talk about this, and I'm able to relate to so many people because I went through those obstacles and went and took those steps.
Yes. And I love how you refer to that. I'm going to start referring to it as just something that we don't always want in our lives, because I think that that's one of the things, a young person who's going through something could look at you and say, well, she's completely got it all together and she's beautiful and she's successful and she's, but they don't see the path to get there, right? Mm-hmm. And that's oftentimes, like, I think what we as adults forget is, like, it was hard to figure out when we were younger,
It's hard today.
It's hard today, right? And I say that too. I say that to my students all the time. I'm like, I don't have it figured out, and it's a learning experience and it's a growing experience every single day. So thank you so much. What is one piece of advice that you would give to a young person today who's struggling?
I would say be in the moment. Be in the moment. We have the psychological terms that, we have anxiety. And that's one of the biggest things that I know I deal with and I see the youth dealing with. When you think about what has happened in the past and what could happen in the future, then you become so overwhelmed. So just be in the moment, stay here and now. These are tools that I've learned over the years. Ground yourself. Look, focus on, and a lot of times they'll say, I would say, okay, well, stop thinking about that. Stop thinking about that. Or think positive. This person is bullying me. So I should say, I love this person, but I don't love this person. So all of this resistance, it's not going to work. So what you do, my advice is stay in the moment. Here, I'm sitting on this table. This table is, this is a nice smooth table. Like, really, just have fun with it. This paper is white in front of me. My hands, you might say, I need some lotion. Okay, let me go get some lotion. Like, just really focus on in the moment. And nobody has to know what you're doing. You can do all of that self-talk in your head. And this is what I do to calm myself. Just be in the moment. Oh, this seat is hot, which, this is something I wanted to say. A lot of times with the anxiety, people have problems sleeping. So at night, when you lay down and, this pillow is soft. And yes, I love this pillow. And maybe you might have your favorite blanket. I love this favorite blanket. And it feels so soft against my skin. And I am happy I have a roof over my head. Today is this. And just start being appreciative and being in the moment. And I used to have many different medications that I would take to sleep, and nothing against medication. I love science. And a lot of times the things that if we just pay attention to our feelings and focus on what exactly is going on and really just being in the moment and knowing that you are safe.
Yes.
That you are safe. That's just, super important.
And I'm sure that you've seen that, and I love that you are willing to be so open about that because, anxiety, I think that in some form or fashion we all suffer from that. And so I love the tactile, techniques that you were using, because I don't know that we teach young people self-talk enough, or how do I calm myself down when I'm getting aggravated, when I'm getting anxious. And so that's so brilliant to be able to talk them through what you just did, how talking them through that. And it might sound, because I do that all the time to myself. So it might sound you might sound kind of goofy to yourself at first, but then you start doing it more and more, and it's so very effective, so, and even for adults, honestly, just so effective. So, excellent. What is one quote that you live by?
Yeah, I was trying to look up the quote, but I don't want to misquote Maya Angelou, so I'm just going to go back to, not necessarily just a quote, but just something that I feel everyone should be doing, and that is do what makes you feel good.
Yes.
If it does not feel good in the moment, if it feels icky, if you feel like overwhelmingly scared, just stop, don't do it, and do what makes you feel good.
That's so beautiful, because how many times have you, I mean, I was even thinking back to high school or whatever, and it was like, I had a weird feeling about, getting in a friend's car, and it's like, it's, if you follow truly, I think it's so powerful about you, what you said, but also so simple, is if you follow that gut instinct that you have, and you're able to be present, and you're able to tune out the other voices, you will follow and walk your own path, which is so very important, right?
Yes.
And something that really is difficult to do in today's society, but if you can march to your own drummer, that's going to make all the difference.
Yes.
For sure. So what would you like your legacy to be, or people to remember you by?
Yes, I have done so many things, so it's kind of that's kind of a tough one. But I would just, like people say, she was a happy person. Like, you can do a lot of different things for people and others, which, I love doing this. This is part of the reason why I'm doing that. And I just want people to just, she was, and people have, they're like, when I'm not in a meeting or something, they're like, oh, I miss Rowena's smile or something like that. I just would like it to know that, what, Rowena, impacted me in some kind of way, no matter how small it was, that, I impacted them in some kind of a positive way, and that, I was truly a happy person, because it takes work. It's super simple, and I know even myself, I overcomplicate, just being happy, because it really is, once again, just doing what makes you feel good. But if you are truly happy on your authentic self, like I'm just, Rowena was just Rowena, and I'm cool with that.
I love that. And I can totally attest. Your smile is contagious. Your energy is contagious. She is so fun. She just like lights up a room. So that is definitely just such a gift. And so wonderful. And then what is the one thing, do you feel in your mind your most significant accomplishment, or one of the things that you are most proud of?
I don't know, because I really try to practice appreciation.
Yes, that's
so
so
I am
important.
constantly just appreciative of everybody in my life and everything that I've done, which has led me to this moment. And so, but if we want to think of just like getting things, like I feel like launching Tinsy Thoughts this year and just getting that out there and being brave. This is why, because that's why I called my first kid Be Brave. And I have been sitting on this for over 10 years. I feel super, super happy about that. And just want to, just happy to be able to share my message. And just, be able to just get my creativity out and just do something that makes me feel good.
Absolutely. And I honestly, this is such a, and we're going to post this and it, I mean, this has got to go on our socials and stuff and things like that. But this is not just such a brilliant idea, but as I said before, I just have not seen affirmations, or just, I mean, really kind of tailored oftentimes towards adults. And so this is really honestly just so creative. And I so admire you too, because obviously through the pandemic, there were unfortunately and sadly a lot of negative things that came out of it, but you were able to channel your energy and put it towards something positive that's going to impact so many kids' lives.
Yes.
And I just think that is such a beautiful thing, and something just to completely commend you for. And this kit is super adorable, and it's a great idea.
And I also have the book that I'm finishing up illustrating. It's I am not I'm finishing up the illustration. The storyline is put together already, and so it's about Pineapple moving into a neighborhood, and we're just using different gender pronouns in there. And it's just a super fun story of this little girl trying to figure out who Pineapple is. And because she hasn't seen them throughout the whole book, she's like, who are they? I wonder what they like. I wonder what they do. I wonder what their favorite this is, and this throughout. And so just normalize using that gender pronoun and in a fun like easy way. And so I'm super excited about that too. So
that is
just lots of stuff.
Well, you're going to have to come back and talk to us so that we can see that and so that we can promote that too. Cause this is a wonderful idea. And, certainly, so many young people need this right now. And so, just so wonderful. And we just can't, honestly, I cannot thank you enough for being here today with us on Education with an Edge. And here's the thing, we need to get people to you, and we need to know all your hashtags and your socials and your website, all that good stuff.
I got you. So it is the website. Working on as a creative, in budgeting stuff, I'm building a lot of it on my own. And so I do have the website. The shop is not live yet, hoping for it to be at the end of this month. It's www.tinsythoughts.com. So that's tiny with an S in there. So Tinsy Thoughts with an S.com, tinsythoughts.com. And on Instagram, tinsythoughts.com. On the TikTok, Tinsy Thoughts. Okay, I said tinsythoughts.com for Instagram, but if you're on social media, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so it's Tinsy Thoughts all around. Facebook, Tinsy Thoughts. And so you can find me throughout. If you get one of my stickers, if you want to share love Tinsy Thoughts, hashtag love Tinsy Thoughts. I love that. I actually, April 1st, I have this cute little screensaver that's a free download on my site. It said, "Don't let fear fool you." And Pineapple says, "Not today." And so that's a free download right now on my Instagram. You can also sign up to get 10% to your first order when I go live on my shop by going to my Instagram at Tinsy Thoughts. And if you go to the link in my bio, you can download this free, I almost said screensaver, and that would not be cool, but I'm going to say it anyway because it's not perfect. But this wallpaper for your phone that can be used on, because we old school, right?
Yep, we're old school is right.
So you got this free download, and also to sign up for 10% off and get to know a little bit more about the characters. I did a little series on the talking about Pineapple and a little bit of background on them and my future projects, Tinsy Thoughts.
I absolutely, our listeners are going to love this. And I'm telling you, this is going to help so many kids and not just discover who they are, but be more accepting of everyone, which is what we need. And it's going to spread the love and spread the light. And we love you, Rowena Cage. Thank you for being with us here today on Education with an Edge. Check her out. Her projects that she's got going. This is basically Wonder Woman. She's got a lot going on, but please do. If you're a parent, this would be an excellent, opportunity. If you're counselors, I'm thinking teachers. Just such adorable. Super, super cool. So thank you so much for being here with us today, and we can't wait to have you back. And this is Jaquel Lane signing off with Education with an Edge, the podcast where all things are dedicated to youth and children because they are our future, and that's what matters. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.
If you have a question or just want to learn more, go to jaquellane.com. Thanks for listening to Education with an Edge,
a Hurrdat Media Production.